This is Donna D'Angelo from the Institute of Christ Consciousness with the Planetary Transformation Call for October 26, 2025. So let's begin with our usual prayer of intention. We come before you today, our Paradise Creator deities, Divine Parents, and Magisterial Son, to hold that intention for your will to prevail throughout the circuits of planetary mind. We thank you for weaving us together as one, that our focus may be strong and steady and be applied into the areas where we can produce the most good, along with all of our planetary helpers and universe brothers and sisters who are collaborating with us today. You know exactly where we are and what we need in terms of spiritual energy to continue to heal this planet and human consciousness. And we thank you for this opportunity to be of service in your will through your mercy and grace. And may we begin now. Thank you. Greetings, my beloved brethren. This is Manja Ronson. Today, I invite you to focus on the act of forgiveness. This is one of the most important spiritual attitudes and actions you can take. It is especially important now during this time of planetary correction to have more individuals come into a greater appreciation of the spiritual power and potency of forgiveness. Today, I invite you to focus on this power and potency of forgiveness in your own heart. To take a few moments to ask your indwelling spirits to help you release any resentments, guilt, anger, frustration that you hold against yourself or any other individual or circumstance. Forgiveness is an act of liberation. You give yourself permission to let go of the negative feelings that hold you back from truly loving another person. I know this may be difficult for you to fully embrace, but it is imperative now, especially during these times when more truth is revealed, to be in that state of forgiveness so that you are being washed clean of these negative feelings that hold you back. It is also very important for you to forgive the rebellion and what has occurred here in the past. This may sound difficult, but truly, in holding that attitude in your heart, the power of spirit within you is able to cut those cords of attachments that you may still have lingering in your mind and body system that prevents you from being fully released from the ramifications of not forgiving. Take a few moments to take this to your indwelling spirit. Ask if there are any things in your life that you still have not forgiven. Perhaps it is yourself. Are there others you would wish to forgive? Are there circumstances about life that need forgiveness in order for you to move forward? I encourage you to take this step towards your spirit and pose those questions so that we can provide you with a greater influx of the power of forgiveness to render you more liberated from any of those negative emotions that still may be festering within your mind and body. As you do this, we will minister to you now and build you up in the circuits of forgiveness that lead to the full embrace of divine justice to prevail upon this planet. And we begin. If it is helpful, focus on forgiveness being directed right into your heart center. Hold focus there, especially with the willingness to forgive all that has hurt you, all that has set you back, and all that needs to be forgiven in terms of how the planet functions. And we continue our ministrations on the superb and dynamic spiritual attribute of forgiveness. Mm. Mm. As forgiveness is one of the most important spiritual attitudes you can express toward another or a circumstance, it will be very helpful for your spiritual journey if you consider this to be one of the first steps you take within your mind and heart when someone hurts your feelings or there is a situation beyond your control. Keep in mind that your spirit is entirely aware of all that occurs within your mind and body. And so there is no reason, truly, to harbor any resentment when you have this most beautiful gift of spirit to help you ascend out of the lower feelings and circumstances that have impacted you. I encourage you to practice this more and more each day, especially with your brothers and sisters who might wish to strive with you. There are those who will not understand your spiritual composure and demeanor, and yet this is something that they need. When you are forgiving, and when you hold that attitude strongly, firmly within your heart, you are radiating a signal to the other individual. And it is as if you are cutting their negative energy off at the place that they are trying to hurt you, perhaps not intentionally. But when you hold this attitude of forgiveness, you are neutralizing the negative effects of what they are emitting, and you are acting to protect yourself against their anger, their resentment, and it will serve you well because now you do not have the emotional turmoil caused by their anger, and you can reflect more compassion and love and understanding to them. This is what diffuses what you might call a wrathful heart. And it is very important for you to open to this larger quality of forgiveness so that you can continue to walk through this changing time without being scorched by the emotional heat and that fire of an individual who is still very much in pain and suffering. Did not your Father, when he was here as Jesus, commit the most beautiful act of forgiveness when he was on the cross? Father, forgive them. They know not what they do. This is the same for your brothers and sisters. They truly do not know why they are angry, why they act out in pain and strike out against another person. They know not what they do from the spiritual perspective of who they truly are. And now it is important for you as truth seekers and lovers of the Father and humanity to practice this more and more each day, to the extent that it will be your first response to forgive instead of reacting in an emotional way. Let these words settle in. You continue to focus on forgiveness and allow your spirit to provide you with any insights you need now to help this become a living embodiment and expression of your soul. I invite you to ask for the forgiveness to go down deep into your memory system, even down into the body memory. Mm. As you do this, ask for forgiveness from your body of the ways you may have mistreated it, not honored it for the sacred temple of the Father that it is. Let the forgiveness move deeply into the cellular memory. And may your spirit help you open to new insights about how you can maneuver in your physical vehicle with this most wonderful healing energy from the Father, divine forgiveness. Yeah. If you find that you are having difficulty in holding this forgiveness as a spiritual attitude, all that is required in order to receive forgiveness is to have the willingness to forgive. Many people do not truly understand how to forgive. The emotional pain in the heart can be overpowering. However, simply having the willingness to forgive opens the door to your spirit, who can then begin to show you why this is important and how to let the forgiveness function in you as a spiritual quality and bring you out of any negative feelings toward yourself or others or a circumstance, so that you may see it through the divine lens of the spirit within you. Invite the willingness to forgive to go down deep into your memory circuits as well, helping your human mind remember that it is good to forgive. It is godly, especially when you truly recognize the importance of forgiveness and how it heals the deep inner wounds you carry within. Oh. In the act of forgiveness, you are further empowering yourself. You are giving yourself permission to respond more in a Christ-like manner. You may not truly understand why someone has done you ill or a particular circumstance has made you feel poorly. But when you forgive, There is a deeper dimension of love that your higher self, your personality wishes for you to express. And as you do that, based on your insight and intuition, you grow in spiritual stature. And this is one of the most empowering ways to grow. You are moving beyond the lower emotions that have festered in you for so long. And you are now gaining this spiritual stature that sets you apart from your brothers and sisters, fills you with peace, and brings you closer to direct communion with the Father within you. Even if you do not understand a situation, having the willingness to forgive it will bring you into new understanding, because now you have allowed your spirit to show you something of a higher nature that you have not previously considered. Let forgiveness heal your emotions so that your mind may be free of all that holds you back, and further empowering you to live in a state of love, peace, and grace. Invite the energies of forgiveness from your heart to begin to swell outwardly. Invite your Holy Mother Spirit to hold you in a field of forgiveness, acting as a buffer to protect you from the negativity that is still resident within the planetary system of consciousness. Feel her comforting presence, her protective embrace hold you in forgiveness, and let yourself expand into how she is helping you grow in your capacity to be forgiving. We are now ready to unite your individual holding of forgiveness to move into the planet and to help your brothers and sisters have the willingness to forgive, especially to forgive the rebellion that occurred here on this beautiful world. In order for divine justice to fully function, the act of forgiving is a fundamental action that you can take and help your brothers and sisters open to this as well, so we can conduct more of the energetic changes necessary to separate this world from the rebellion system of consciousness. If you are ready to do this, feel Mother's presence of forgiveness surround you. Mm. Invite her to hold the world in this beautiful dynamic of forgiveness. And invite these words to spiral around the planet as you admit it from your hearts. Humanity's willingness to forgive the rebellion. Humanity's willingness to forgive the rebellion. Humanity's willingness to forgive the rebellion. Hold this as best you can as we minister in these circuits now to help your brothers and sisters perceive the importance of forgiveness as an act of liberation for their minds and hearts and souls. Invite the indwelling spirits of your brothers and sisters to convey this energy into them, into their hearts. Let their souls breathe in the energies of forgiveness, providing them with more light and space to release the pain of the past. Holding the willingness to forgive provides more of an opportunity for people to sense that forgiveness is good. It is trustworthy. It is an act of mercy. And herein, you are helping your brothers and sisters free themselves from the entanglements of anger, fear, and betrayal. Uh-oh. Hmm. Invite the willingness to forgive the rebellion to move down into the memory circuits, even down to the core, back in time when the rebellion occurred. Hold that willingness for forgiveness to reach deeply into these memory circuits as we continue our administrations, and help your brothers and sisters find their way out of the past. Oh. As you do this, you provide more of that bandwidth, you might say, for the activities of divine justice to break new ground into areas of planetary consciousness, for human will to point in the direction of forgiveness. Let forgiveness act as a magnet in the circuits of mind and memory, drawing you away from what holds you back, holds your brothers and sisters back, and brings them new light and hope within their heart and soul. They can become more forgiving. with what has occurred here on the planet and how it has impacted all relationships. Mm. Mm. Hold the intention for the willingness to forgive the rebellion by humanity, to move down into those places where there is still a recalcitrant human energy still tied to loyalty to the rebellion. We minister in this deep memory circuit now through your willingness to ask for this to be corrected and brought back into holy divine alignment. Do your best to hold this as we minister in that deep place, providing more light and space for your erring brothers and sisters to see the truth, to forgive themselves, forgive the rebellion, and have an opportunity at repentance and redemption. Mm. 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 Holding humanity's willingness to forgive at this deep level of memory tied to the rebellion. It is as if you are placing a healing balm over the deep stranglehold this has taken upon human mind, especially those who have been conditioned for many, many years to be beholden to this agenda. Continue to hold that willingness for them to forgive and to seek forgiveness for their participation. Feel that willingness on your own part for them to seek forgiveness so they can receive the salvation they need and rejoin the family of love and participate as a vital and precious member. For whether or not you believe this, all children are loved by the Father, even those who are the most erring. And so, do your best to feel compassion for them. Continue to hold that intention for the willingness to forgive, to reach down deep into these circuits where the memory of the rebellion still is very strong in these individuals who need a chance to repent. Can you imagine what a joyful day it will be when your erring brothers and sisters step out of their own prisons, deceit and hate and anger, and receive the light of salvation upon their hearts and minds? Do you not wish for that day to occur, my brethren? And so continue to hold that deep willingness to forgive as a major spiritual theme for this world, that we may complete our circuitry objectives for today and provide more spiritual current for this to be constructed all around the globe and sparking new creative awareness in people of the importance and significance of forgiveness as a spiritual healing balm for all life here. Mm. Join with us now as we elevate our gaze to paradise. Send forth your love and appreciation to the paradise creator deities for their reflection of divine forgiveness onto these circuits all around the globe. May the paradise expression of divine love foster a deep recognition within the human soul of the need to forgive. Send forth your thanks to the Paradise Creator deities for amplifying these energies so that they can provide the most good for your brothers and sisters who need to be fed with forgiveness. And for those who are still recalcitrant, the willingness to forgive, providing more spiritual luminosity from the central core of all creation to bathe this planet, to bathe the soul, the minds, and the hearts of all humanity. Mm. Wow. As you focus at the paradise level, invite my essence and presence and divine justice to prevail throughout all of these circuits now. As forgiveness opens the channel of the heart to breathe new life into the soul, the activities of divine justice can move more deeply into those areas where its divine meaning and value can take deeper root and perform what it needs to do to outwork this insidious past and further you on the course to light and life. Mm. Mm. Invite the planet's energy system to ring resoundingly with the tones and notes of forgiveness, so that it may echo through the planet, create a wave of reverberation to release your brothers and sisters from the past. Mm. 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 Descend now from paradise, yet keeping an eye on the energies of forgiveness as they continue to build into the planetary mind and memory circuits all around the globe. Yeah. Send the forgiveness energies down from your heart into the lower chakras, out your feet, and into the core of the earth. That forgiveness and the willingness to forgive may feed the planetary memory system and feed your brothers and sisters with the awareness that it is good to forgive. Hold that intention for the spiritual pressure to magnify, that more people may respond to the inner call and be willing to forgive what has occurred here. Well, invite this to be anchored as a mighty agent of change to pervade the planet, speaking into the human heart and mind the importance and significance of the act of forgiving. Oh. Oh. Invite forgiveness to become a more pervasive way of life for individuals to appreciate that when they don't understand a situation or their feelings are hurt, that one of the most important activities or attitudes to hold is to forgive, and thereby allow the Spirit to help you perceive what you truly need to comprehend of the nature of divine love and the Father within you. And now invite Mother to integrate all of these dynamics into her joyful song of life, to ring resoundingly through the planet, placing anger with joy, fear with goodness. Let it strike a deep chord within the human heart and soul releasing the intellect from its tendencies to hold on to what it no longer needs. And thank your mother for her infusion to help her children remember their divine inheritance, that they may find their inner joy and peace and release all that no longer serves their highest good. Mm. Know that as you leave this call today, these spiritual dynamics will continue to integrate into the planet, especially when you focus on the world in your mind's eye and see the words humanity's willingness to forgive move more deeply into the memory circuits, leading more people out of the past and into the liberating power of forgiveness. We have completed our circuitry objectives, and I thank you on behalf of the celestial host and planetary helpers for what you have held today to co-create this deep willingness to forgive the rebellion. And in time, it will have a mighty impact on human mind and memory. And we ask that you continue to focus on this in your meditations, that this may continue to seed into the planet and feed your brothers and sisters to liberate them from the past and to set them on the course of their spiritual destiny. May you continue to grow in your own spiritual destiny, my brethren, as you live more authentic lives of love in the Father and His grace and beauty. Good day.